Fuck. Okay. It's 11:38 a.m. in the morning. On April 29th, we're 17 days away. Um, yeah, I slept from 5 a.m. and woke up at around maybe 10:45. So I set the alarm at 11:10, but of course Mary decides to blast some amazing, exciting, juicy electronic music and really woke me up. So that's that. I still laid on my bed for a little bit, but yeah. And yeah, 5 a.m. sucks, but I did go to bed at 4:55, so I technically broke the 5 a.m. curse. But tonight, definitely 3:30, okay? 3:30, 3:30, 3:30. Let's manifest that. Last night, not really productive. I found it very difficult to write my essay for my religion class, which is really weird because the topic is interesting, but I think I'm just not used to. I'm just not used to writing something like not academic, and somehow I'm really struggling. Um, Deadline's today. Yeah. And even if I can extend the deadline, I won't because I don't want this to bother me. Um, but yeah, a couple things happened last night actually. A couple small things. One is um I saw on Instagram Andrew, Brandon Wu, Kay Shay, Ethan Kwan, Daniel Pan, Harley, all these people, and a couple other random Asian people. They were building a set on a soundstage, and they're taking videos. They took a photo, they took a time lapse, and I'm like, wow, cool. But again, I don't know what's going on. I'm not invited. It's really weird. It's like they're distancing themselves from me, and suddenly I'm having a little bit of thoughts. I'm having some negative thoughts about how I can't fit in with their group. They don't like me. They probably find me weird. And while some of it is probably true, I'm probably not that close to that group. Um, After all, I'm not in their group chat. Um, I did DM Andrew and ask him like what set is this, and he said it's Brandon's music video set, and then we talked a little bit, and Andrew was like, yeah, I was gonna ask you if you could help, but I figured you're probably tired from going to too many sets, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Um, so yeah, there's that. And then at the dead of night at 4 a.m. in the morning, um, the schedule for Directors Fortnight in Cannes is released, and unfortunately, I'll be missing a bunch of people. I'll be missing a bunch of films that I want to see, but I'm still going to be able to catch a couple films that I really wanted to see, so I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Today it's Mary Sweeney class, and then there's uh, the going to the gym tonight, and I'll probably also just hang around and read and draw and whatever, and hopefully today I will have enough time to finish the things I want to finish. Um, yeah, still iffy about, not iffy, still thinking about Sunny a little bit. I don't know how obsessed I am with her, but if I think about her like this, um, maybe I should, pursue. But yeah, she made another Instagram story yesterday where she's taking some rapper or DJ producer, super tatted up and edgy looking, took a video selfie with her, and then she took another selfie herself. And yeah, she's always going somewhere, meeting some random guy outside of school. So she's actually even scarier than Leslie and Jayan, I feel like. At least, I mean, Jayan knows everyone and knows every guy in the world, but at least it's still within the school confines. So I don't know. We'll see. Um, yeah, I might bring a camera to school today just to film some stuff. Actually, low key. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. Okay, it's 2:17 a.m. in the morning. Holy shit, it's late again. I don't have a lot of time. My goal, I'm gonna shift my goal a little bit. My goal tonight is 4 a.m., so I'm gonna try to go to bed at 4. So 3:30, let's see, 3:15 is the shower time, so I have about an hour. Fuck. I just took a shower just now. But yeah, today is the second last day of class for me in my undergrad life, which is pretty crazy to think about. I feel like it's haven't really grasped it yet. And not gonna lie, today was okay. It wasn't spectacular or anything. I went to the Mary Sweeney class and I took the late bus. I arrived right on time, and my laptop went insane and couldn't turn on for quite a while. And then eventually I was able to turn it on, but immediately the film started playing. We watched Monsieur Hulot's Holiday, and it was good. It was pretty good. I fell asleep at 2 different moments, but it was fine. It wasn't a bad, like, dozing off. It was just tiny dozing off. I hope I don't doze off tomorrow at all, okay? But yeah, it was fine. And there were no breaks. We actually ended class early. At around 3 p.m., we basically ended instead of the usual 4 p.m. ending. But yeah, after class, Mary Sweeney was there, and Yuchen's 2 friends, they left immediately, but a bunch of people stayed behind and started taking photos with Mary Sweeney, which I didn't expect. I stayed behind because I wanted to just say thank you. Say hi, say thank you, but people were taking photos, and I thought to myself, maybe I should do that too. But yeah, I went up to Mary Sweeney. There's a huge freaking fly. Not huge, but you know. I went to Mary Sweeney and I was like, hi, thank you for the class. I actually went to Cannes Film Festival last year, and Sandrine, the person who runs the CAN program, told me that you were gonna come or you weren't there, and then Mary Sweeney basically said, "Oh, I didn't go, but I was in Paris while my son was there presenting the David Lynch doc." So that's pretty cool. And I was like, "I'm gonna go again," and she was like, "How was it?" And I'm like, "Wow, it was a very interesting experience." And then we took a photo, and then that's it. And some other people, this one other Chinese guy brought his Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway Criterion Blu-rays for Mary Sweeney to sign, which is pretty crazy. But I wouldn't do something that extra. At the end of the day, I'm more of a student than a fan. I mean, I'm a huge fan, but in this capacity, I'm a student. Anyways, I yeah, I left, and from about 3 p.m. to 5:30, I was basically messing around. So I went to SCA third floor, and I just stood around and wrote a couple of reviews on Letterboxd. And I saw Yu Chin's friend, the bigger one, the Chincho, I think is his name. Talked to him for a little bit, and then I left, and then I went downstairs, and I actually brought my camera with me, and I filmed. I walked to the USC Village, and I filmed a bunch of random shots. And as I was about to cross the road to the village, I saw Sang Wee, the Korean British guy, who was like, "Oh, nice haircut. Also, maybe it's your hair before, but now I'm finally noticing your earrings." And I'm like, "Well, I got them a month ago." Same with Liam, like Liam Wadey. Liam also noticed earrings. It's very interesting how people point out your earrings when they suddenly realize you have them. It's really interesting. Anyways, I went to the village. I filmed a little bit. I went to Trader Joe's to film, and then I ran into Christian. And Christian has class at night, and he's going to Trader Joe's to get dinner, which is interesting because I haven't had lunch at that point. So I went back to USC, went back to SCA, and sat down and filmed a couple more shots, ate some chocolate, and then I went to the little elevator couch area and sat down and decided to read Camus and draw, just based from memory, draw Maisie, which ended up looking really great. And then I ran into Jacob, whom I haven't seen in quite a while. But we chatted a little bit. I was very comfortable. I was sitting on my chair drawing right in front. Usually I hide my drawing. And he started asking me if he should take the Roski class that I took last semester, the drawing class. And we talked a little bit, and then that's it. And then we left. No, I left. I walked back home because I don't want to wait half an hour for the bus. And by the time I got back home, it was already 6. And then I dilly-dallied around. I had lunch, bulldog, cup noodle, egg, 2 fried eggs, a sausage. It was fine. And then it was already like 8, and I didn't really have a lot of time to do anything. And then I decided to go to the gym, even though I had second thoughts because I'm too busy and too tired. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want to waste my time. I'm going to hit the gym. So I went to the gym for about an hour, came back, I did some lateral raises, I did some pull-ups, I did some chest push, just the essentials really. I think the essentials, the exercises that I like, I wouldn't say obsessed, but the exercises that I like really zone in on, like pull-ups for example, because I feel like my torso isn't wide enough, and pull-ups help that. And also chest, because I want to train my chest, etc. I really zoned in on those, and then I ran on the treadmill, ran quite dramatically, and then I took a lift back home. It was 11:30. I made dinner, and then after dinner, I also did some laundry, and then it's already like 1:30. I took a shower, and it's already 2 holy ball sacks. I truly don't have a lot of time. I truly do not have a lot of time at all. So I gotta finish this religion paper, which I don't think I'll be done with tonight, and I highly doubt I'll be able to finish a film tonight, which is fine. I can just finish another half tomorrow. It's no big deal, not a biggie. Actually, I probably won't be able to watch anything, But yeah, the other thing that happened was I was just coordinating between Glenn, Ariel, Ryan Rigor, and Sunny because I want to shoot the promo shoot for the Empire, and it's gonna be called Empire. Like the pi is like the math symbol, and it's a lot of negotiations. People are jumping around. Ryan Rigor last night he was like, I'm free both Thursday night and Friday morning or Friday noon, and then now he's like, okay, I'm really busy. How about only Friday? And I'm like, sure. Ariel, I made her like Ariel and Glenn's time never match up, because Glenn's only free Friday noon, and then everyone's so busy. And then I texted Sunny, I was like, are you free tomorrow before or after the Click to View meeting? So that I can film something. And he's like, sure. But actually, no, because there's this other club, and this magazine launching party, and I have to be there. So unfortunately, I won't be there tomorrow, which is sad. But I'm glad I am communicating with her instead of just guessing that she'll be there. I feel like with Mary, even with Leslie, even for many times with Giant, I'm always just guessing, like, maybe they're gonna show up, maybe they won't. But now I'm like brave enough to just ask. So I just asked Sunny, and Sunny's like, I'm not gonna be there, and I'm like, how about Friday? And Sunny's like, I'll be there on Friday. I'm free all day. So I'm seeing Sunny on Friday, and I even texted her. I was like, maybe we can have a call or talk just about the script. And he's like, yeah, for sure. Maybe we can even talk after the shoot. And in my head, I'm like, that's even better. I want to talk in person. I feel like phone or texting is not great. Usually I like texting because I hate my own voice, and I'm scared of socializing. But you have to admit, especially in situations like this, talking in person is top tier. There's nothing beats that. So yeah, so I'm glad, and it's so hilarious how orderly and disciplined Sunny acts in text form. She's like, yeah, sure, okay, let me look at my schedule, blah 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 blah. I have to do this, I have to do that. She's like very organized, but then I feel like in real life she's so chaotic and like broken and messy and gross and fucked up, and it's so interesting. I guess my big concern now is I don't know what are Andrew and Kate's thoughts on doing the Empire, because I don't want to film this promo video and then the short film doesn't happen. Like, I really wouldn't want that. So I really need to talk to Andrew about this, and Kate. I have a sneaky feeling that they want to say no, but they're just too nice to say no, which I think is worse. Like, obviously I want my film to be made, but I'd rather you tell me, okay, that's too much, and then I say, let's work out a solution, because I want this film to be made regardless, versus just not communicating with me at all. I know they're busy, but holy balls. So we'll see. But yeah, tomorrow's the last day of class in my undergrad life. 6 years of college has led to this day. It's not the last day ever, that'll be the graduation, obviously, and truly the last day would be, the last day of camp, like May 24th. I feel like that would be the definitive last day of this era of my life, and yeah, it's crazy. Tomorrow's the last day of class in my undergrad life. I just want to have fun. I want to be chill, and just enjoy the essay film class. I'm really excited for that, and just hang around, have a nice lunch, run into a bunch of people, and then go to the Click to View meeting. Just feeling fulfilled. Just feeling damn good fulfilled. Buy a nice cup of iced coffee from coffee bean and roll along and not fall asleep. Just want to feel good. And that's my last day. Feeling good. Feeling okay. So, yeah. Yeah, not much else. Not much else. Also, Maisie and Christian continue to talk in the group chat, which is so nice. I think one of the biggest achievements, albeit like accidental, but definitely one of the biggest achievements is being in part of a group chat that's like active and I feel involved in it. And yeah, for a long time it's like, oh, it's either the Woos gang or it's the Click to View gang. I think that was last semester, and I'm like kind of involved in both groups, more so Click to View now, interestingly. But ultimately, I feel like Christian, Maisie, and we just came to be. It just worked out. And it's so interesting how much I've changed from the first semester, because the first semester I was like, I think in my head, the two groups of people I want to infiltrate was HKSA and APCA. Because they're both Asian, one is more film related, the other is just Hong Kong, and I thought, yes, I'll find my friends in these two places. And then I'll be successful in these two clubs, and so be it. And oh man, how far things have gone. Oh, how far they have driven. Yeah, and I feel like I wasn't even with the Woos gang until last semester. I feel like, yeah, 290 maybe slightly, and then Click to View was also last semester. I feel like a lot of things are like last semester. So, yeah. Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Okay, time now is 9:55 a.m. in the morning on April 30th. There are cleaners outside of my room right now. So hopefully everything's still there when I get out. I slept from 4:20 to 9:35, and yeah. Did not go to bed at 3 as I wanted to, but you and I both know that that's impossible given how much work I have. But I tried. I really did. Didn't do anything last night other than work on the paper, and I still haven't finished it at all. But I think now I have a clearer idea of what I want to do in the religion paper. So I'm waking up early today just so that I could finish the religion paper. Yeah. There's no religion class today. It's only conflict class at 12:30. But yeah, I have about a couple hours maybe to actually less to finish up the paper, which I don't know. I don't know if I can bang out 6 pages in 2 hours, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm waking up early just to do that. But yeah, today's the last day of class, and damn, I also had this crazy complicated dream, and it's so chaotic. It's like Southland Tales. It's this super complicated story where a couple people kidnapped a kid that apparently has superpowers, and then there are all these weird characters, these walking emojis, and then we're at this huge, expansive, like, American land, like maybe a desert or something. I don't know. That's all I remember. I should have remembered more, but But yeah, I feel like I was in Southland Tales because it was so complicated. But yeah, I'm excited. Last day of class again. I'm gonna drink some iced coffee. I'm gonna I'm gonna have a nice class, and then I'm gonna go to the Click to View meeting, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I'm also excited for tomorrow because tomorrow I can sleep more actually, even though I'm still gonna have to wake up early to shoot my promo video thing. And I'm excited to see Sunny, and also excited to see what's gonna happen with Sunny, Ryan, Rigor, Ariel, and Glenn all together. It's just gonna be very random, but yeah, it's gonna work out, and yeah, um, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Another guy found my YouTube channel. I feel like I should delete my YouTube channel, but thankfully that guy is in USC. That guy is Luis friend group, like back in the Cliff Luis days. Um, yeah, I don't even know him personally. I think, but yeah, I should delete my YouTube channel, man. Uh, and then yeah, then that's pretty much it. Yeah. The schedule for Critics Week is released, and the one film I wanted to see, I'm going to be missed. I'm going to be missing it, so that's going to be fun. Yeah. So, R.I.P. Okay, time now is 3:04 a.m. in the morning. Jesus, I'm so tired. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be fast. Even though I should, in theory, have a lot to say. Today is the last day of class in my undergrad life. And I'm not exactly sure how I feel because it hasn't truly really hit me yet. I do want to say that I it's strange. I think 3 days ago on Tuesday, I guess that's 2 days ago, I was like quite happy. I was like, damn, that was a good ass day. But really, it kind of trickles down. It kind of like, I mean, yeah, that was good, but is it good enough? It's just too fast. It's so. Today has gone by so quick that I can't. I don't even have time to really process. I don't really have time to like stop and pause and process it. Like, there's a little bit of everything. There's like happiness, me seeing people I like, talking to them, it's cool. And then there's grief, like, oh, I maybe this isn't good enough, maybe I'm not happy enough today. And then there's a last class, the last Click to View meeting, the last time I'm gonna be in a classroom in my undergrad life, probably. Like, holy shit. Um, there's just so there's so much. There's a little nostalgia, like damn, I remember when I started here, and then there's maybe a bit of regret. There's a bit of resentment, but there's also a bit of like relief, like oh, I'm finally getting out. And I think that's perfectly normal. I think everyone's probably having the same reaction as me, sort of like a mix of so many different emotions that you can't even fully process it. But But yeah, anyways, today, right off the bat in the morning, a huge explosive, a huge bomb just dropped. And that is, I got a text yesterday from Triple Link, this building, this apartment company, telling me, asking me, would I like to renew the lease? And last night I was like, yeah, sure. This morning I got a text saying, nope, no, you can't. Unfortunately, your room has been leased out and you have to move. Holy fucking ball sacks. I was planning to stay here for years. I was planning to renew my lease again and again until masters finish, and then maybe I'll be rich enough to move. But holy fucking shit, are you kidding me? Are you goddamn kidding me? I cannot move anymore. Genuinely, this is unmovable. Genuinely, this is unfucking movable. I don't know what to do. So yeah, that's really crazy. And so I immediately texted back saying, really? Like, can I please at least, like, is there no other way? I cannot move. I have no time to move. I'm going to pretend that I'll be in a different country. But they're like, no, it's leased out. I go to the Tripling website, I checked, it is leased out. Holy shit. Then why did you ask me if I want to renew my lease if the answer is going to be no anyways? So fucking stupid. But thankfully they were like, okay, we'll help you find a new place, because the building next door, which is literally like 1 minute away, literally 5 seconds away actually, literally at the adjacent building, has an empty room. Or room 301, literally down the hall, literally 2 seconds away, there's the other room and it's going to be empty. So hopefully I snag either one of those and immediately buy that lease. Which is really fucked up, I think. Yeah, I ideally I don't want to move because this is like so set. But if I have to move, it needs to be as near and as easy as possible. I just have a difficulty choosing between that room down the hall or the next building room, because that room down the hall is probably too small and I have to reconfigure the whole room. The good thing is it's the same building, so when I move, I literally just move everything to that room, or yeah, and I have to reconfigure things. That room over there is literally the same layout as this room, and it's gonna be nice. I don't need to reconfigure anything because it's probably going to look exactly the same, maybe 180 degrees flipped, but I don't mind that at all. And it's the same size. But moving, it's a little tougher because I have to go downstairs and go upstairs, but at least that's better than moving to a totally different location. If I move to a totally different house, I have to reconfigure the whole thing, pack a lot, which is basically impossible. I have to break down this table, break down the shelf, break down. That is just like slit my throat, please. I cannot do that. And I have to, not only that, but like everything that I know around me, the route I walk to go to school, which probably, I don't know, hopefully will happen again. Like the route to Ralph's, the route to H Mart, all these things will be completely like renewed. I genuinely cannot move that much. So hopefully I get an answer ASAP, and hopefully yeah. So anyways, that is a huge jump scare, and I told myself I have no room in me to be stressed out over another problem. So let me just move on. So the rest of the day today was fine. I went to my the last comp lit class, and I was a little late, but it's fine. Sat down, and I'm a little upset by this. To be fair, the deadline is last night, but I spent the entire day today finishing my religion essay. And I wish I didn't need to do that. I wish I could just sit down and enjoy my literal last day of class in undergrad. But this goddamn stupid fucking essay is taking up so much time. It's ridiculous how much time it's taking me. So my comp lit class, the whole time, I'm just doing this paper. I didn't even have time to do the readings for my essay film class. But yeah, it was fine. We did a little like retrospective, like the professor showed us like a Zen poet art, where a gourd floated on top of water. And then he just asked us questions about, so what do you think of the class? Like, what's your favorite part? What's your least favorite part? A little Q&A. And then I said thank you and I left. That's it. That's it for my religion minor. Boom, bing, bam, boom. That's my religion minor right there. And then I walked over to the essay film class. I sat down and I was the first person to arrive in the classroom. And then I had a conversation with the professor. It was really nice. She asked me, how did my CAMS FAMS presentation go? She asked me a bunch of questions. And then I invited her to go to Click to View. So hopefully she shows up. And then a lot of people showed up today. All 3 Chinese guys, including Yu Chen, showed up. Edith, John, Josh, Silva, and then Julian and Cheyenne. Cheyenne came in to audit, because why not? So we all sat down. There's this Indian guy who didn't come, but he didn't show for like 4 weeks. But yeah, we took the class. I did not fall asleep once. And interestingly, I was quite excited because I thought the film would be like a surprise film. I genuinely thought she would screen something Godard related, but she didn't. Instead, the 2 films we saw today are suggested by the students. One is suggested by Yu Chen, called Watching the Pain of Others, which is an amazing short film. And then the other is kind of suggested by Julian. It's called Debut or Objects of something, debris as arranged, some shit like that. And apparently Julian hates it, but Julian is the one who brought it up, and we watched half of it, and I didn't have anything to say. I didn't talk much in the class, but I did give one comment about the first short film. And then when the class ended, me, Josh, Silva, Cheyenne, Julian, also Edith, we just formed a circle around the professor. And Yuchen left, like the Chinese guys, they all just left. They have no care. They left immediately after Mary Sweeney. They also left immediately after today, which is like crazy. But Yushin came back, and then we just formed a little circle. I decided to stay because this professor is more important to me. I decided to stay and say thank you, and then give a few words, and it was really nice. And we all said thanks. And me, Cheyenne, Julian, Josh, we're all seniors. We're all graduating. So this is especially important because this is literally the last moment of an undergrad class. And it's been leading up to that since 2020 of September. So that's crazy. But even though the films were not the best or the most symbolically the final films, but it is a very good class. It's a very good course overall. And I enjoyed it. I think it's a great last class, great last course. So that's that. Okay, so we left, and we waited like 15, maybe 20 more minutes for Yu Chen, and then we went to grab lunch. And that's basically my final day of eating lunch. And I genuinely wanted to eat something good, but then with the boys, they were like, oh, let's try that chicken food truck next to the USC Village. Never tried that. I'm like, sure. At some point, I was like, I kind of wanted to get Northern Cafe. I remember one time a final school lunch I had was actually Northern Cafe, one of the semesters. But this time, it's just a chicken food truck. I got a chicken sandwich, some fries, and then ate it up. It was fine. I didn't even finish the fries. I walked back to SCA, and I sat down at the ledge of a courtyard, and I just ate fries and looked at people. And I realized that not a lot of people showed up. So I didn't run into anyone at SCA today. Went back home, and it was already like 7:30. Finally finished up the paper. Even during the essay film class, I was still writing the paper. But yeah, finally finished up the paper. I was way after deadline, but at this point, I don't care, man. I'm a senior. I got shit to do. And then yeah. Goddamn. And then at my place, I finished the paper, and then I went to Click to View meeting. The thing is, like, I know everyone's tired, and I know I'm, like, busy tired, but I was genuinely feeling sad. I felt like an itch not scratched. It felt like, that's it. That's the last day. It's the essay film class. Sure, I did see some cool people, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just not interesting. I didn't really see that many people. It wasn't, like, climactic. you know. So I went to Click to View meeting just to like soothe my existential crisis. As expected, barely anyone showed up. I arrived, nobody was there, nobody did not recognize me, even though we've met 3 times already. And then I came in, and not a lot of people showed up. Colin Leandro was there, Garrett and Shalin were there. I saw Gabriel Torres and Riley Monroe was there. Evan Williams. Liam showed up halfway through. But yeah, but it is the last Click to View meeting, and feeling kind of sad. At some point, Colin was like, "Who are the seniors here?" And it's me and Danielle. The interesting thing is, for the last 2 semesters of Click to View, there were no seniors. Like, no one's graduating. I mean, technically, I was a senior, but like it's fall. So it's the first time there are Click to View members who are actually leaving, and they were like, "Give a speech," and I was like, "Let's do it in the showcase," which I want to. I want to give a speech. I want to shout out to the club. I want it to be a climactic, sweet ending. So yeah, we all left. I walked away with Garrett and Colin, and right after stepping out of the campus, Garrett lit a joint, and I was like, "Sure." So I took a hit, and I needed it. And then we just walked and left, and yay. It's funny. I also saw Colin when I and Josh. Okay, I forgot to mention during break for today's essay film class, I went to Coffee Bean because I thought last day of school I wanted to get iced coffee. That's just a ritual. So I got white chocolate mocha, and then Josh was like, "Fine, I'll get coffee too because why not? Everything is a choice." That's what he said. So we just chatted. We got coffee and we chatted, and then we saw Colin from a distance, and we all know Colin. Anyways, Click to View meeting. Afterwards, I walked to Ralph's, lonely walk, no music, and then I bought some stuff, and I came back home, and then I went to the bathroom, and while at the bathroom, Christian and Maisie in the group chat, they were talking, and they're like, "Let's smoke weed and hang out," and I thought it's like in the near future. I didn't know it's like right now, but it is right now. Maisie's like, "Christian, come to my place," or maybe she implied, I don't know. But Christian's going to Maisie's place, and I'm like, well, fuck it. So originally I thought of like going out and getting Northern Cafe takeout and then just have a nice night. But instead, I quickly fixed myself microwaved mac and cheese, microwaved and fried chicken, again, more fried chicken, some spinach, super fast dinner, super fast meal. And then at around 12:30ish, I went to Maisie's place to smoke weed and chat. And for about 1.5 hours, we just chatted. Mostly fun chat, signed poster, because all the visitors at her house needs to sign it. And then I saw her cat, and it was nice. And yeah, but I'm glad we talked, and I'm glad we had a little, it's our last day, and we got to talk about it. And yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's an okay day. And then now we have the weekend. Whew, this weekend is gonna be insane. I'm excited for tomorrow's shoot. A little daunting, perhaps. I also pestered Andrew Wu because 3 weeks ago I sent Andrew Wu version 2 of my script and got no response. And Andrew was like, "Okay, I'll take a look tonight and I'll let you know." I think Andrew and Kate are just like scared of my script, which I understand. But damn, I need this. But yeah, I'm seeing Sunny tomorrow. Sunny saw my Instagram story. She never does. So I'm remembered. Okay, time now is 10:40 a.m. on May 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to May. Woo! I slept from 5:20 to 10:20. So 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, I was hoping to get a full night's sleep, but nah, chances are low because today's a busy day. So yeah, yeah. Last night I didn't even watch a movie. I just didn't do anything actually last night. I just imported some videos from my phone and it's already fucking 5 a.m. But all good. All good. Um, I know classes are over, but I'm still going to try to go to bed earlier and earlier. Because graduation week, I have to wake up like early every day, anyways. But yeah, today I have a shoot at 1 p.m. with hopefully Glenn and Ryan Rigor and Sunny. And then on top of that, I and Sunny also we're gonna have a talk, which hopefully goes well. I have a couple videos to edit before tonight ends, so that's important. And then I want to go to Trader Joe's to buy some food. I want to go to Staples to buy a magnifying glass, Loki. And then I have Lizzie's birthday party tonight, which is going to be fun. But I can't stay for long because, again, I have stuff to edit and I have a couple movies to watch. So yeah, lots and lots. But yeah, today is the first day of not having class. So that's weird. And yeah. I also unboxed my new earphones. As you can see on top of my laptop, there's a white looking earphones. It's from Moondrop Chew 2. And they're really good. High quality. And I'm so glad I don't have to clean my wireless earbuds again, night after night. Now I can just use these earphones. So shout out to these earphones. New earphones for a new dawn, for a new day. Yeah, a couple days ago, I guess, gradually, my USB-C line is completely dead. But thankfully, I found another line that I could use. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really tired and yeah, but I feel okay. And yeah, just excited for the Click to View showcase, honestly. That's a bit of a finale on its own right. Um and Can't believe I never got a girlfriend and the class is already over. But there's still hope. Who knows? I don't know. I'm excited to talk to Sunny today, though. I'm just gonna talk, pick her brain, however rotten her brain may be, Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. But yeah, talking to Christian and Maisie last night again. So, really cool. Really cool. I yeah. Just Maisie talking about getting COVID in the first week of school in her first semester at USC. And how she was actually originally close to Grace, Gordon, and Cheyenne. Like, apparently it was a bit of a group. I guess it's because they're like the Cams girls. But how far they've grown apart over the years. Must be an interesting feeling being at USC for 4 years straight. Because it's just so much history. But, yeah. Okay, it's dinner time. Okay, time now is 3:50 a.m. in the morning. Holy testicles. I don't really have a lot of time. I kind of want to just go to bed immediately. I just spent the last 4 hours editing, so bear with me. But yeah. Today is the first day after classes, but also basically the last Friday. To some people, it's the last day of class. Yesterday to me is the last day of class. But yeah, I had 5 hours of sleep, and right off the bat in the morning, I recorded my mini movie roundup video. But really, I barely have enough time. I barely have the time to prepare or anything. And I told Sunny, Glenn, and Ryan Rigor to meet up at 1 p.m. at the village, and I myself am late. I'm late to my shoots as per usual. I'm late to everything as per usual. I left my place at around 12:50, 12:40, and I was gonna walk, but I was like, fuck it, I'll take a bus. No, I did walk actually. Right, I did walk. So at around 12:45, I left. I carried a camera, a light in a diagonal bag, a tripod, and a folder. And I walked all the way to USC Village, and that's where Glenn and Ryan, they were there already, and they met me. We talked a little bit, and then I began filming. The thing is, even though Sunny agreed to show up at 1 p.m., she like just woke up. She's doing even worse than me. She just woke up, and she's like, I need time to prepare. I'll be late for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, sure, take your time. I'm really nice. I'm like, sure, no worries. So she ended up being late for 40 minutes. And so much so that me and Glenn and Ryan, we filmed a bit at the village, which honestly, not an aesthetic location at all. Fucking terrible location. I hated it, and the shots I got looked like shit. I tried my best, but I genuinely cannot make any of my shots look good. I randomly remember I forgot to bring my ND filter, and then I'm just like, yeah, this is so bad. But we did some cool shots, and then we company moved to SCA, which again, another god awful location, but a location I wanted to use for a little bit. I'd rather use some other places like, Gold School of Law or like Marshall or something, because they're a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, simply because I don't go there much often. But we ended up filming there until 2:40, no, until 1:40 ish, and for both Ryan Rigor and Glenn, their hard outs are 2. No, their hard outs are 1:50. Like they have something at 2. And Sunny showed up at 1:45, and the moment she showed up, the Glenn and Ryan, they were like, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go. And I'm like, God damn it. I made a whole shot list. I planned all these shots, and it's basically ruined. So I'm like, okay, before you all go, I'm just gonna film one shot, one very important shot, and it's Sunny stalking Ryan's Rigor stalking Glenn. And originally I wanted to do it somewhere outside of SCA because SCA looked like shit, but I had no choice. So I filmed it 2 takes, and then it's done. And then I filmed some random miscellaneous stuff, recorded their voices, and then they have to leave. And I feel very bad because at that point it was like 150 something, so I held them back. But also my plan is kind of ruined. It wasn't a great plan to begin with. It wasn't much of a good shot list to begin with. Um, but okay. Anyways, oh fuck me. So anyways, yeah. The 2 guys left, and then it's just me and Sunny, which is both really cool and really uncool, I guess. Cause now it's just we're just hanging out basically, and isn't that what I wanted? Um, but yeah, my plan was kind of ruined. So I filmed Sunny. Um, we moved on, and then we just started to like basically improvise and film wherever, whenever. And I feel like I've done this way too many times already. I did this for Smooth Operator. I did this for Septum. Even Paradise to is basically improvising film whenever, whatever. And then this is the same thing again, and I kind of hate that I have to do this for like a whole year straight because I have barely any support. Um, but yeah, me and Sunny, we talked. Just out asked her how she's been, and she went to bed at 6 a.m. because she went to the launch party of a Descent magazine last night, and then she went to a party and then a rave, and then she met this underground rapper slash controversial figure who apparently groomed his little sister and had sexual relations with a minor and has drugs. And then she took a selfie with him, and um, and then she lost a bunch of Instagram followers because they're like, that's problematic. And she's like, well, I don't care. And I'm like, wow, okay. So yeah, Sunny's like fucked up. She's like Leslie, but advanced Leslie. Like that's so scary. Well, Leslie, I guess the thing about Leslie is that Leslie's also really aggressive. But in terms of like mess, like Sunny's even worse. Sunny's like advanced Leslie. It's so scary. But I was throughout the whole time when I was hanging out with her, I'm like very composed. I'm here to just make films. I'm an artsy guy. I'm just, I'm fine. Um and truth be told, at first it was a little awkward, me and Sunny. I just think we're not close to each other. And at the end of the day, even though Sunny's hanging out with people, taking drugs, whatever, she's at the end of the day an introvert, and me too. So, didn't really work that well. But she kind of loosens up, as per always. The people do that, just they loosen up. And we moved on. We went to the tunnel again. I can't think of a better location. I filmed in that tunnel like 3 times already. But yeah, I went to the tunnel to film a couple shots of Sunny picking up scissors and walking, and it's fine. She does not know directions. Like she's like out of it. Her mind is out of it. She's tired, and I was also tired, and it's just like we're all out of it. And we walked a little more to a parking structure to film some flashing lights, some cool flashing light shit. And yeah, as we walk over there, she loosened up and we talked more. And I started to be like a little playful. I was like, "Oh, your name's Sunny? Why? Because your personality's sunny?" And she's like, "No, because I was born on a rainy day." And yeah, talk more about just like very basic questions. Like she thought I was from Singapore, which is fucking insane. I've never mentioned that. Um, and and then I talked to her more. I told her I know where you're from, and then I asked her where she's heading after this. She said she's going to leave the library to lock in because she had been missing so much like assignments, and I said I want to go to Staples to buy a magnifying glass, which I actually did. And then one very interesting moment is I asked her how fluent she is in Mandarin Chinese, and then she started talking to me in Mandarin, which is again a fucking jump scare. Like a Chinese or Chinese American girl speaking to me in Mandarin has happened like 6 or 7 times already, but each time it's like PTSD because Leslie did it and Jayun did it, and it's very fucking scary. And then Audrey did that once, and then Mia's son did it, and I was like, that's PTSD. And then Sunny just randomly did it, and she's like really fluent, which I kind of low key expect. And she started, and I totally understood what she meant. And to my own surprise, I responded back to her in Mandarin. I told her my Mandarin is not that good in Mandarin. And then she said, "Gong hei fa choi" in Cantonese. So that's really crazy. But yeah, we went to a church, not church, the little chapel, and it was really fun I really liked that one shot where she's like trying to pray, but she doesn't know how to pray. She tried to do it the Catholic way, and I just filmed her, and I thought it's really funny. And then she's like, "Wait, can you flicker on the lights on and off? It's for like a video project." And I'm like, "Sure." So I did that, and it's really cool. And then I talk more to her about my film ideas, and I try to like get closer to her. I try to like just talk about what I think about her. When we went to the parking structure, I told her my impression of her. I told her that I think she's disciplined, or at least in the process, and she's really shocked. She's like, really? Because she is a mess, let's be honest here. And she acknowledges that she is a fucking mess. She eats Taco Bell for meals and like hangs out with drug dealing rapists, probably. And, it's like you might die. So, but yeah, anyways, I don't know. That felt good. I enjoyed that hangout, even though I think the end product was kind of bullshit. But it was good, and I don't know how to move on from here, other than seeing her in the showcase. I do want to ask her if she wants to watch a movie with me though, because she has no movie experience. I know she's busy going to raves, going to problematic houses, and apparently there's this homeless guy, and he got this housing pension, so he got a free house from the government, and then a bunch of underground rappers used that as an opportunity to like do drugs in that house, basically, and made it like a trap house or some shit. And Sonny's like, yeah, it's like in Skid Row, and you know, like Sonny's got a whole web of connections outside of school. All of these very horrifying figures. Apparently, Sonny also met the creative director of Netspend, which is, again, this is the second time Netspend has been involved in some kind of thing with someone I know. He needs to be gotten rid of. But yeah, I digress. Sonny has this whole connection, and it's really scaring me. But again, I'm gonna keep pushing through. I'm gonna see if she's ever free to watch movies with me, because she doesn't watch movies at all, which is a change, because at least Leslie watches films, Giant watches films, Sunny does not. But if I have to show her films, I'll be showing shit like Climax and Persona and Beau is Afraid and like Pulse or something, which is cool. And yeah. So I was feeling really hot and sweaty, and it was like maybe 3 p.m. I took a bus to Staples, and I bought a magnifying glass and a notebook for Lizzie. And then I found out today's not Lizzie's birthday party. It's next Friday, which is great news. So I waited a bajillion years, probably half an hour, took a bus back to campus, and I walked to SCA because I thought maybe Christians. I ran into Christian, and I thought Christian's around there. So I thought I should just go to SCA, sit down, and see if I run into someone I know, talk. Maybe Christian's gonna be there, maybe Maisie's gonna be there, I don't know. So I went there and I ran into Diego, and then we sat down and talked a little bit. It was nice, and Diego said he's trying to meet Ife, and turns out Ife's at the village. So Diego left, and then I'm like, well, what am I doing here? So I left, and I took a bus back home, and it was already 6:30-ish. I had lunch. I had a phone call with Anna Iwasawa because she has this short film idea she wants to talk about that she literally came up with midnight, like a day ago. Like a day ago from now. And then I was so sleepy I napped on my chair again, which is so bad. And then I went outside. I went to Ralph's for two things: to buy a little stuff, but also to film, because as I'm thinking about editing the 2 click-to-view films I need to edit, I realized that they're not experimental enough, and I feel kind of bad. This is like my last chance at, well, not really, obviously, but this is my last chance at click to view, and I realize I'm so far away from like the experimental stuff I want to try. And then I looked at the stuff by Takashi Ito, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I do that? So I grabbed my camera, went to Ralph's, and thankfully I did. And I tried to do this slow shutter speed time lapse thing, and it looked pretty cool, but it wasn't Takashi Ito. Like, experimental cinema, experimental filmmaking is so complicated and difficult. It takes so much skill. It's so impressive what Takashi Ito does with stop motion animation, projection, flashing lights, and like shutter speed and superimposition. All these techniques is just so masterful. It's so crazy, these experimental filmmakers. So anyways, I went to Ralph's, and then took forever. The line to the cashier took forever because it's late. And I don't, for some reason, I just don't want to cook, and it's also kind of like the last weekend of classes. So I wanted to go outside and eat. So I Lyft to Northern Cafe, and I was kind of nervous because Northern Cafe closed at 11, and I called the Lyft at like 10:40 something. But I arrived a few minutes before it closes, and I got to order, and I waited a while. While I waited, I filmed, and then I got the dinner, rushed back home, and I was gonna like eat dinner, and it was like 11:30 already. I was gonna eat dinner and then edit, because I thought, okay, even though the deadline for the click to view videos is like 11:59, come on, I can be a little late. It's okay. Turns out it's not. So I was eating dinner, and then at 11:57, I'm like, fuck it. So I transported all the food onto a plate, brought it to this room, and then I ate while I edited. And that, holy shit. The first video, and I was so nervous because even if I can't submit my film to click to view because I'm late, it's fine if I'm the only one who suffers, but literally the first video out of the 2 videos I'm submitting is a co-project between me, Liam, and Sunny, and they're gonna suffer if I fuck up, and I have already fucked up. So now I feel like shit. Now I feel really bad. So I went to the Google form to submit the click to view film, and it's closed. Why are you so strict? You're just some club. I mean, it's a great club, but why are you so strict? So I texted Colin. I was like begging him, and he's asleep. So I don't know, but I hope it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna beg him. I think it's gonna be okay. I'm a senior, and Colin likes me. I'm not just some random member of the club that he barely speaks to, okay? So please, I'll be punished. I'll take any punishment. I thought tons of people would not be able to edit it on time. But, yeah. Oh well. But yeah, it took me like 2 hours to finish the first video. The second video took me like maybe 1.5 hours, 1 hour and 40-ish minutes. And it's the Empire promo video. It looks like dog shit. It looks so bad. And I used up almost all the footage I filmed. And it's just incomprehensible mess. It's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I feel ashamed that, you know, I'm in the same film school as people like Cheyenne and Julian, and Colin and Anya are very talented. Riley Monroe is super talented. And they're in the club, and I'm also in the club. I feel like a fraud, man. I feel like I'm bad at filmmaking. Even Sunny's stuff. I saw Sunny's previous work. The video she submitted a year ago. It's called like Lobotomy, and at first I saw it. I saw the video. I didn't know it was Sunny's, and it was amazingly like just pure visual eye fucking basically. And then turns out it's, of course it's Sunny's. She's so goddamn talented. It's honestly scary. And yet she's also just a broken mess. I feel like a very lawful and like clean person next to her. Which should not be the case. Like, I'm supposed to be the messy one. But compared with her, I'm like the sanest person in the world. But yeah. So anyways, it's already really late. I barely have time to watch a movie. I barely have time to edit anything. And there's the APC banquet and the bar crawl tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Fuck. 15 days left. 14 days left. 2 weeks left until graduation. 2 fucking weeks. 2 weeks. Holy ball sacks, bro. 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm excited for the showcase though. Okay, time now is 1:17 p.m. Yeah, I slept from I think 5:20 to about 12:20. I woke up by the alarm and then I tried to go back to sleep, but I just couldn't. I don't know why. I was kind of stressed out. And last night, like at 5 a.m., I didn't immediately fall asleep either. Um, just really stressed about. I don't know why. Maybe it's my trust issues kicking in, but uh, just finishing editing the click to view videos. And then I immediately texted Colin saying, "I'll take anything. I'll like punish me." And Colin still hasn't responded, so I'm like kind of freaking out, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but I'm also not sure. And also just everything else, just like I have 2 weeks left until I graduate, and I'm still figuring out OPT and jobs, and I really, really desperately need the OPT I-20 to be approved. Literally 2 days later, Monday, because if not, I'm gonna go commit suicide. I have to have it approved, and then I have to immediately submit it to USCIS, and then yeah. So I'm living life on the edge, and then there's moving, and then there's yeah, yeah. There's so much stuff. The finals as well. I mean, I shouldn't be that stressed out about that, but still. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Last night I was definitely uh, a little too stressed, maybe, because I started having these thoughts about, oh, I'm such a loser and I'm not good enough. I I know. I guess part of like going to therapy and trying to get better is to realize whenever your brain starts going crazy, you kind of notice it, you pinpoint it, and then you find solutions to fix it instead of just letting your brain run wild. And I think last night my brain ran wild because I started having thoughts about how I haven't achieved anything. Um, when I graduate, I haven't achieved anything. I haven't gotten a girlfriend, and I haven't even made a single good film. Like the only big budget film I made is Objects in Mirror, and that one's dog shit. Like I can't do it. And then The World's Not Enough is really good, but it's just so low budget. It's so nothing. And then the last few films I've made at USC, um, they're all like so low budget. I have no support from anyone. So yeah, it's just I was just really questioning my artistic abilities last night, and all these people around me, even Maisie and Christian, are so incredibly talented, and Julian and Cheyenne, they're some of the most talented. Jayun is talented. I mean, a lot of people in Collective View are talented, and yeah, it's just I was just freaking out. Like I felt so talentless. Like I saw Sunny's drawings, and I'm like, oh, of course they look great, and I can't fucking draw for life. So I took a shower, and when I was taking the shower before bed, I was just thinking to myself, wow, I'm kind of a loser. Like, and submitting something late. Also, like all my finals, like my religion paper, I submitted late. A lot of stuff I submitted late. Almost every assignment in that religion class I submitted late, by the way. And everything I did late. And I keep looking back at like February and March, and I'm like, why? What have I done? Like I feel like my mind was a blank. I didn't do anything. Um, and like, what did I do in the last few years? Actually, like, I feel like I didn't accomplish anything. So I don't know. I was freaking out, and yeah, but I had a good sleep. It was 7 hours sleep, and you know, I feel good, but definitely freaking out. And I feel like in this period of time, my mind is bound to be fragile. I'm gonna need some support here and there. Uh, yeah. Um, I'm excited for the APCA banquet and maybe bar crawl right before that. I'm gonna try to finish a film before that, but yeah. Also, my phone decided to freak out last night because every now and then it's suddenly like, oh, there's like water in the USB port, even though there isn't. So I couldn't charge my phone last night. I turned it off and charged it, and I turned it back on because I need the alarm, and I turned it off and turned it back on, and yeah. And last night it was at 9%, and then thankfully this morning when the alarm went off, it was at 4%, so it was still working. It didn't die, but yeah. Damn.
It's okay. No. Oh, I think you're just giving a random person straight.
Okay, time now is 4:46 a.m. Jesus. And 4:47. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed like ASAP right after this. I'm really tired, and today has been a long, not really long, but interesting day nonetheless. I woke up in the morning feeling kind of stressed, and the original idea was to go to the bar crawl with Mia Sun. But I didn't. I didn't go at all. And that was a wise choice. First of all, I was like, maybe I'll go later. Because the bar crawl starts at 2 p.m. and every single hour it hits a different bar. And I've never been to a bar crawl, so I don't really know how it works. But I think it's sort of like just, you know, it's just a giant group of people just going from bar to bar and then just chatting and drinking, and that's it, which seems like a really boring activity to me unless I'm going with 10 people I know. But it just seems really boring and unnecessary and money wasting and time consuming. I woke up and I realized that there are a few things that I need to do. First of all, I need to edit the mini movie roundup video, which is extra difficult to edit because I didn't do this video halfway through April, which means that I have to do mini reviews for every film I've seen in April all at once, which is taking a very long time for me to edit. The other is to finish watching Eyes of the Spider, which I plan to see on April 30th, and now I still haven't seen it, so that's that. And then the other thing is to make edits to Spotlight, my paper that I submitted to Spotlight. Apparently today's the deadline, and thank God I checked the email out of nowhere today, because otherwise I wouldn't have known the deadline is literally tonight. And then yeah. So there's that. And then at some point at around 4, my grandma called me a little bit, Thomas called me a little bit, but ultimately at around 5 p.m. ish, I texted Mia-san. I was like, hey, how's the bar crawl? I may join later, I don't know. And Mia-san was like, oh, I'm at Dulce drunk as hell, and then I'm going to Rocks later, like Rocks and Riley's. Rock and Riley's, which I fucking hate that place. Worst bar in the world. Oh god, my eyes. So yeah, that's the other thing is, jeez. I scrub my eyes and it's like There we go. I was a little drunk an hour ago, but I'm fine. The drunkenness has worn off, but anyways, yeah, so Mia-san was like, I'm about to go to Rock and Riley's, and then afterwards I'll just head to the APCA banquet. And I thought to myself, what's the point? I hate that bar. Anyway, so I just stayed and edited, and it's still taking me forever to edit the video. But yeah. The other thing is I talked with Liam a little bit about just my film. Liam was like, oh, I just spoke with Colin, and Colin's like, oh, it should be fine. If I can get the film, if I can submit the film in the morning, it should be fine. And I submitted the film at 2 a.m., so it's fine as hell. Even though Colin didn't respond to my texts. Last night I was literally freaking out. I was like, Colin, punish me. I'll take any punishment. Blah, 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 blah. This morning I even thought of like texting other people because I was scared that Colin didn't even see my texts. I was thinking of texting Rachel Shin. Thank God I didn't. Sometimes I overcompensate. I realize that I over apologize for things because of my trust issues, because I always assume people dislike me and doesn't tolerate me, so I always apologize a lot, and that's actually a sign of trauma. So I need to be mindful, because the other time I crashed Anya's place, quote unquote crash. I showed up, I gave a warning, and I talked to Christian and Maisie, and I was like, should I apologize? And they're like, no, you don't have to. Anyways, but yeah, Liam was like, oh, your video's great, it's gonna work, and I'm like, okay, that's great. So yeah, I went to the APCA banquet, and it's a little shocking to me because it's like, damn, I remember going to the APCA banquet all the way last year, and it's been a whole year? Really? That's it? A whole year? I dressed up, I think I dressed the exact same outfit as last year. The Uniqlo suit and pants, and the white long sleeve shirt. I was a little fat, my belly's a little out. But I did my nails, and then I arrived at around 7:40, 7:45 maybe, and it turns out today's the banquet this year, because APCA is losing money, so they're not hosting it in the main room but in the very back. So the capacity was smaller. But even so, I know like 75% of everyone there, or at least 70%. The Wu showed up later than me, but everyone. I saw Ethan Kwan, Harley, Daniel Pan, his girlfriend Sharon, and Kate, and then I saw Mia-san was there, Vivian Ishida was there, Ziyu, whom I met in open water, was there, Tony, the Chinese guy from Mexico, just a plethora of people, really. Ryan Sung, Sijira, Josh O wasn't there. John Kim and Hugo later showed up. I also saw Jayun. I saw her, I was like, oh, that's definitely her. She's a little bit alt, but only a little bit, looking all black, but just a little bit. She's very bubbly and energetic, and yeah, just a lot of people I know were there, and I grabbed food. It was okay. Some bibimbap, some japchae, whatever. I also didn't have much of a lunch. I just ate like 5 dumplings. But I don't really need to eat that much food today, I realize. Today's going to be a light day in terms of food, and that's fine. I also did not eat that much vegetables, which usually it's the problem, but today I'm just going to let it go. Yeah, I sat down, and Harley told me to sit at a spot, and I sat, and Ethan sat next to me, and then we saw the annual recap of APCA. We watched the short films. I watched a short film Daniel Pan directed, which is just okay, honestly, but it's fine. We're all students. I'm sure the stuff I direct is also subpar, so it's fine. And the music video, which was kind of bad. And then there's like the awards, and they awarded Daniel Pan like the most Oscar-worthy APCA member, and they awarded Kate the most locked in, and they awarded Ethan Kwan the most shitty rigs contender. But yeah, and then I was just there observing, and yeah, whatever, blah 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 blah, and then the food is over, and then we had cake, and then I just talked to a bunch of people, and Jiayun came up to me and talked, and it's kind of fucking crazy because I literally just told, back during the whip shoot in February, I told a bunch of I told parts of the Wu's gang about Jiayun, and then recently I told Mia about it, and then Jiayun's just there, and Jiayun's just talking to me, and to be perfectly honest, I feel nothing for her now, which is great. She's still very pretty. Again, like when I fall out of love with a girl, it's not like she's just the same as everyone else. There's still a scar left. She's still very pretty, and I still really like talking to her, but definitely I don't feel strongly about her. And she just asked me how I feel about graduation, and I'm like, nope. And she asked me how I've been. I asked her how she's been. A lot of people noticed my haircut and noticed my nails, which I scrubbed it off already. And my piercings. Couple people was like, "Oh, you got piercings. When did you get it?" Which is so interesting. People just do not recognize me because of my haircut, which is really weird because my hair changes every few months, and I figured that a lot of people here already know me for over a year. So there's definitely a time when I show up where I have shorter hair. Like, that's totally a thing. So I don't know. Yeah, I casually, because I was talking to Jiayun about Colin Kurikis, the cool Colin, and then she was like, "Oh, jump scared," because not my boyfriend, because I broke up with him, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the whole world knows." But that's pretty much it. I don't really care. I wish low-key Jiayun would show up in the after party because she would see me in full emo makeup. But today, at the after party, I was basically in full emo. That's as much as I could go. I ordered the leather collar O-ring on Etsy, and it finally came. And today came in clutch, and it's a little difficult to put on, and it's a little loose actually. But I thought it looked great. And I was like, oh, am I doing too much? And I realized, fuck it, it's my last semester, it's my last week. Of course I need to do too much. Yeah, after party. Oh, Lucy Callahan, the meme girl, was also there, which is funny. Anyways, I came back home for about an hour, and I wanted to finish editing the mini movie roundup video, and my laptop decided to freak out, and I couldn't turn it on for like a whole hour. So that's amazing. And then anyways, I left, went over to the after party, which is at West 37th Place, which is in that zone, in that area, right? Right before that, Click to View, AK Colin, announced, put out a post on Instagram basically revealing the films, and yep, my films got in, so the freak out last night wasn't necessary. Anyways, after party I showed up, and there's like no one. There's like 10 people, and they're sitting under Cabana, I think it's called, just listening to Tony, the Mexican Chinese guy, telling stories. And I'm just like, this is so awkward. I don't know anyone here. I came in and I immediately left. I walked outside and I just walked around and worked on my spotlight paper while walking around, wandering the streets alone, which is the most emo thing you can do, really. And also, it's my thing. I love wandering around in the middle of the night alone, sulking and being sad. And then I waited a while, and then Andrew Wu was like, oh, me and a huge group of people are walking over from Kate's place, which is like 2 minutes away. And then I saw them, and then I emerged from the dark and joined the team. And then the rest of the party happened. And I drank. Vodka and more vodka, and then I drank a shot of a Fireball, I think it's called. Mia-san provided it. And I actually got quite a little drunk. Maybe I'm getting more and more susceptible of drunkenness, but I actually felt like lightheaded, and it's so interesting how I don't feel drunk like at all in the last few years, and then now it's like it's actually hitting me, which is so interesting. But yeah, the party was fine. Again, I was a little self-aware because I'm in full emo makeup, but people were like, oh, I like it. Vivian Ishida saw my piercing and liked it. And Trinity was like, oh, what lipstick is that? And I just pulled it out. But it was fine. Talked to people. I low-key hope Finn Yu would showed up as well. I feel like I haven't seen them in a long time. I realized the only way I would ever see them is in the 480 screening. Maybe they wouldn't even be there. But, meh. Talk to the Woos, talk to the APC people, talk to Mia-san. And then later at night, I had a heart-to-heart with Daniel Pan. I've always wanted to do this, by the way, because he's such a romance person. I just wanted to show him how fucked up I am in terms of romance. So I talked about Jiren a little bit. And I didn't even go over the details of like my relationship with Jiren because I was a little drunk and I didn't want to think. But he was like, oh man, just move on. Just don't think about her. But truth be told, the thing with me and Jiren is like not that bad. But it definitely hurt. But yeah, who knows? I'm excited for Click to View meeting tomorrow. In some ways, tomorrow is a bit of a climax in the Click to View side plot, I guess. And I'm gonna dress up so nice. Tomorrow is the most dressed up day of my life, probably. Which is ridiculous. I've been to weddings, and I've been to Cannes, obviously. I dressed up for that. But genuinely, tomorrow, eyeliner will be back, nail polish will be back, leather ring. I'll have 3 lipstick in rotation, top to bottom, dressed up. And I'm going to be so prepared for it. It's going to be crazy. But I need to sleep now. And once again, I cannot watch the movie I want to watch. So hopefully I have tomorrow. I'm also running out of food low-key, so maybe Trader Joe's. Maybe. We shall see.